Welcome to Facts and Facts, and happy holidays to everybody. This video is going to be a little bit different than my other ones. Unscripted, just coming off the cuff. I wanted to do a reintroduction of this channel and what my purpose is for the future, and explain a little bit more in depth about the title of the channel and what those kind of things mean to me. The first idea for Facts and Facts came during a drive home after dropping off my daughter with her mom. I was listening to A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I don't remember the exact chapter or the words that he was saying or anything that sparked the thoughts in my head. Maybe it was something about uh, things that were going on in the media with him. But what I do remember is thinking that I needed to add something to the milieu on the internet. I had no illusions that something big was going to happen from it or anything was going to change, but I knew that I had to say something, and I knew that facts all across the board have been pushed aside, and it's only been, anecdotal beliefs and opinions that kind of rule the airwaves, especially things that surround the right wing ecosystem, um, and how it's leaking in and being combated by the left side of the spectrum. So the idea for Facts and Facts just popped into my head, and I thought to myself, what can I talk about? Thought, how could I structure this channel? What can I say? What can I add? And the thought of just giving facts, straight facts, things that are indisputable. Um, and so that's kind of the purpose of this video, is to explain a little deeper where the idea for this came from and what the different parts mean and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Before I dive too deep into this, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, leave a comment, anything to engage with the channel. Help me build it and grow it. Um, Currently, I have 78 subscribers. Yay! And I want to go over 100 before the end of the year. That would be awesome, to get over 100 subscribers by December 31st, 11:59:59 would be awesome. I would die if we had 100 subscribers going strong. If you want to support any of my other social media, I have links to Instagram and to TikTok down below. And if you're feeling generous and you'd like to help a brother out, I have a link for Venmo down in the description. Any donations would be welcomed. I don't have anything else set up as far as a Patreon or here on YouTube for subscriptions. Still kind of getting the traction and really spinning my tires a whole lot the last couple of months, trying to gain some traction and to gain some progress here. So do what you can, give a brother a helping hand. Thanks. I wanted to start with a little about me. My name is Dave Quinones. I'm the man behind Facts and Facts. I'm a single dad living in Pleasant Grove, Utah. I have 6 children. 4 are adults. One is on the cusp of becoming an adult. He turns 18 in 6 days. I have a 10-year-old daughter who lives in Idaho with her mom. My 18, soon to be 18-year-old son lives with me. I am originally from New York City, moved here back in 1991, and have lived out west, either here in Utah or in Wyoming ever since. My mother lives in Provo, Utah, and I have siblings spread across the globe. I think relatively spread across the globe. I have a brother who lives in Poland, um, and a couple of brothers who live in New York City still. One brother, he lives somewhere here in Utah, and I have a sister who recently passed away. Um, I love Star Trek, as if you follow this channel, y'all know how much I love Star Trek. I am a hip hop guy. I used to do performances and write hip hop songs and rap songs back when and during my 30s. And I love all things knowledge based. I'm a big science nerd. A big politics nerd. Um, Not one thing am I like do I specialize in. Um, I just those are the things that I love, and I consume information and knowledge and try to learn something every day. I just like to know. It's been a driving part of who I am. Uh, I just like to know things. I like to be informed, I guess is the way you would put it. Um, so I'm not, I'm not any, I don't specialize in any discipline. Um, as on an application, as far as like schooling goes, on an application, I would check off the box as some college. I haven't gotten my degree yet, um, but I've taken a couple of stabs at college. So I'm not like some scholar. I'm not some person that knows everything or thinks he knows everything. I'm just a guy that wants to know, and facts and facts is my way of helping other people know, sharing my knowledge, sharing the research that I do so that they can know. Um, and that's an important thing for me as far as facts and facts goes. Uh, so I had a comment, a few weeks ago from someone saying, "Oh, you're a great journalist for figuring that out by yourself." And I just chuckled, and I think I replied, I'm not a journalist. I don't think I'm a journalist. I'm not trying to find the scoop in a story. I'm just trying to dive down and cut right into the facts, because that's really an essence of what the channel is about. It's about facts. I'm hoping to build facts and facts into a multi-dimensional channel. Um, I want to stick with giving facts, but I want to have other different elements that kind of fall under the umbrella of the FAQ part of it, and and become more. And I know this is a taboo word in some circles. Diverse. I want it to be a diverse channel that touches on things that I love, things going on in the world, things that are happening in science circles, things that are happening in politics, things that I'm watching on Netflix. I just released a video last week about Albert Einstein and the bomb, and shared some of the thoughts and the feelings that came with that, and answer some of the questions that arise in my head. Um, and so the facts portion are just going to be straightforward, of course. I'm going to give you facts. I'm going to give you probably a bunch of shorts just about facts. A little bit may have little tinges of my own political leanings. My tone will be different, but I'm still giving you facts, and that's the important part for me. That's really the thing that is like a no-brainer, and that's my thought: is if it's a fact, how can we dismiss it? Um, and it's so easy for us to dismiss those things. Facts are provable statements, whether true or false, that have indisputable proof, whether it's observed or measured, and that's what they are. Nowadays, facts are like this this flexible, malleable mesh that is being distorted, um, and people are taking their anecdotal proofs or their own opinions and passing them off as facts. Um, they're taking bits and pieces of things and saying that those are facts, and that's just not my jam. And it's really frustrating when the the way the world is leaning, especially in social media and on the news, is taking these opinions and these anecdotes and turning them and presenting them as facts and leaving things out so that it fits what people are trying to create, their narrative that they're trying to create. And that's a really frustrating and it's very transparent. At least to me it is, and I know to a lot of the people that I come in contact with or that I support and know, they can see and read between the lines. But there's so many people that are just stuck in it and stuck in believing that and entrenched uh, with their beliefs, and they just spout off the common tropes and then the sound bites that they're given, and they're like, that's the truth. It's true and it's a fact, and that's what happened. And it's not. Most times it's not. So those are part of the frustrations that were the impetus for me to create this channel, was knowing that facts were being distorted and being mislabeled or being misrepresented, and people were eating those things up. Now, do I have any illusions that people are going to listen to me or going to take the facts uh, that I've presented and change their mind? No, I'm under no illusion that that's going to happen. In fact, on my TikTok, I share facts, and there are so many trolls that hop on in the comments, and they're disputing the XYZ, or they're saying something contrary, or they have something totally off the wall that they believe, and that they try to dispute my facts that I'm sharing with, that there's no change in their minds. The thing that I love about facts, though, is that some can be proven for a while, and then some other bit of evidence, something else may come to light that will change that. And it's okay to change that fact. And it's okay to say, hey, I was wrong, and here is now the new fact. Does that happen? Yeah, sure it does. So, the point of this channel is to give the facts as they are now. Um, some have never changed, and some won't ever change. And others, we may find out something new. And like science, we're going to have to change them, and we're going to have to present them, and we'll have to just push the other fact under the rug, or tuck it away inside of the Russian doll, and present the new fact. An interesting thing as far as that Russian doll analogy, that's kind of like gravity. That's what the theory of relativity is, the outer layer, the outer layer of, with another little doll tucked inside of it. Um, and that other little doll is Newton's theory of gravity. Um, and it still works. It's still a factual theory there as far as Newton goes. We can still predict the movements of planets and of stars and of other heavenly bodies. Um, but then there's a theory of gravity that expands that and includes that other bit of fact. So I digress. As far as the FAQs of this channel, and we all know what FAQs are. They are tucked away on websites, or government websites, or Apple websites, or any other website that you're getting a service from, or you go and you scroll to the bottom, and you have the FAQs, and people ask these frequently asked questions that you know businesses and companies try to answer right off the bat, and give you something written there, so you don't have to call into their customer service. They can just answer their question in their FAQs. And I felt the same with my FAQs here on this channel. The frequently asked questions are not necessarily, this concrete list of frequently asked questions. They're questions that I ask myself. They are frequently asked questions that are just out there in the world, and things that I pick up. Um, you know, Questions that I hear on shows, or on on the news that I hear, or hear people talking about them as I'm, traipsing about the world. Um, what is a progressive, or what does it mean to be a progressive? Is an idea I'd like to explore uh, here shortly. Um, questions that I ask myself, like, why does hip hop rule the world? you know, those are just kind of a couple of the questions that I ask myself, um, and I try to answer those. I answered this recently. What is a democratic socialist versus a social democracy? What is that? I want to get that answer. I want to do a little research and figure out what are the differences between those things. What are they? And that's what the frequently asked questions. It's the questions and the things that we want to know about. Some can be really mundane, like my favorite movie. What is my favorite movie? What's my favorite song? What's my favorite TV show? What's your favorite TV show? Well, I probably won't be able to answer that unless you go in the comments and tell me, and we can write something up. But regardless, that's what I envision the FAQs to be on this channel, is to cover a broad and wide range of topics that can go from anything from pop culture down to just things that I love and things that I want to share. The questions and the subsequent answers that I can give, whether it's through my opinion or my feelings or my beliefs, or they can go to a factual base where I'm doing deep research and I am cross-referencing different articles and different bits of information so that I can give you the right answer, or the answer that I think is right from my interpretation of what I'm reading. The FAQs, the frequently asked questions, are going to cover so many different things, and that's where you guys come in, giving me ideas and in the comments, and you know reaching out and letting me know what you think and what you feel I should cover. I've had a few suggestions already on some of my videos, which is pretty cool. Never thought that would happen. So where do I see Facts and Facts going from here? Where do I see it in the future? Well, I hope that it'll continue to grow. I hope that I can continue to provide facts for everyone, provide facts to you, ask questions and answer them. Um, hope to be able to give you content and information that you guys are you guys are interested in. I hope that I get better at recording and editing, and I hope that Facts and Facts, through that process, that I gain experience and that I become better at these types of videos where I'm just off the cuff and I'm not stumbling and mumbling and bumbling through them. Um, and I can give you my thoughts on a maybe more streaming and free thinking kind of way. Um, but the purpose of Facts and Facts is to, like I said earlier, is to just be a space that the truth is going to be there, whether it's factual truth, my personal truth, or the truth that's out in the world that I discover and I share with you all. And that's really the purpose of it. Before I go, I want to remind everyone to like, subscribe, hit the bell, get notifications, comment. If you want to support me on my other social media, like I said earlier, links are in the description. If you want to give a brother a donation, link to my Venmo is down in the description as well. Um, Facts and Facts is important to me, and it's something I think about on a daily basis. Even as I'm venturing into a new realm of a new job and a new career, um, this is important to me. And growing this channel is super duper important to me. Like, I can't even begin to express it. My therapist asked me, "Do you like what you're doing?" And I said, "Yeah, I feel rewarded. I feel fulfilled after I record and share what I've learned." The biggest thing is the writing part of it, is to build my writing chops and continue to work on those. Like I like just continue practicing writing, and that's that feeling of feeling rewarded and feeling fulfilled, um, is something I can't begin to describe. And then all of the positive feedback that I get from you guys, that's something that I mean, I'm just totally humbled by the response from some of you who watch my stuff. Um, it's really special to me, and it means a lot. So thank you. And as always, stay engaged.